I know we have some people still coming in, but we have a lot to cover. And I'm going to be turning like this rather than standing in front of you because we're all going to be working from the screen. I want to note that I see you don't need your laptops today. You don't have to work through it as I'm working through it. Of course, you're welcome to do so. I'm going to move fast through this. We have a lot to cover. We did allocate an hour, but especially the folks coming in on Zoom too, if you want to stay longer, I'm here. And we can go over anything else that we didn't cover in the 1 hour or any challenges or sticking points you may have, questions, I'm here for you afterward. My name is Lori Register. Thank you. Welcome to RPR. I just want to poll the group and let's see, the folks on Zoom, hi, Lori Register here. If you would like to put yourselves on video to participate in the class, you're welcome to do so. To unmute yourself, you're welcome to do so. I want to gauge the room. How many people are regular RPR users? Okay, all right, because I want to start where you are. How many people are comfortable with our property searches? Okay. Are you a brand new RPR user?
Well, yes, I've had lots of intentions of getting on there and learning all about it. And then those free moments, you're like, what was I going to do? So I know it has lots of great tools, but I'm probably, beginner, I would say.
Good. Know that whatever we cover today, I might go through quickly. My goal today is to say, these are all the tools and features that are available to you. And then I'm going to provide you with resources to dig deeper and actually maybe take a CMA class or take a class on maps. Because what we're going to cover if we wanted to go through everything, dig deep. Say that 3 times fast. Welcome, come on in. We'd be here all day. Okay, so this is the RPR homepage. I'm assuming that you, except for our very new users, I have a whole entire section called RPR for new users that I'm going to connect you to. And that it will show you all of the basics. If you haven't had your profile set up yet, good morning. Do so because all of your reports, everybody's running RPR reports. All of your reports are branded to what is in your RPR profile. So it's really important to have that updated. We're familiar with the RPR property details page. I'm going to start right here with the RVM. Anybody familiar with the RVM? Okay. This is a unique only to RPR and the National Association of Realtors. I believe you know that RPR is provided by NAR. It is your member benefit. At the end of the session, I'm going to ask you what you think you pay for RPR out of your dues each month. And I think you'll be pretty surprised. But the RVM is a copyrighted valuation model. And see this little I button here? Whenever you're in doubt about where data comes from, how it's calculated, or when it's updated, hit that I bubble and it'll give you a detailed explanation. The realtor valuation model is unique because it takes public records and listing data and combines it to form a valuation, and it's the only one that does that. So we feel really confident about the quality of the valuation there. And again, I'm not an appraiser, RPR is not an appraiser. But you are forming valuations when preparing listing presentations. So within the RVM, we'll have an estimated range, and this is a little broad. I always like to see them within 25,000, but I know nothing about the Asheville market. I randomly chose this property. You'll see that there's a confidence score assigned to the valuation and the range. I know that it was updated on March 9th and that it went down $710 last month, and so far this year it's down 2.32%. So sometimes I might want to say, well, how'd they get that number? What is all of that all about? If I click View Details and zoom out a little bit, it's going to bring up the properties that it used to form that valuation. Why is that important? Because when you run your CMA, those are going to be designated, and you, because you're the market expert, you're going to choose whether or not you want to include those properties. So they don't have to be counted. It's just that the algorithm is saying, these are the comps that we found. And we're going to go through the CMA as we go along. So any questions on the RVM? Pretty powerful tool. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. I've joined on Zoom. We do not see your screen. We see your face, but not your screen.
Oh my goodness. And you know what? Let me see. I think I can do it, Matt.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Where is my Zoom? And here's my share. Entire screen. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
No, I'm so glad you said something. So here's the RVM that I was just talking about. And here are where you can go in and see which properties were selected to form that valuation.
Sorry, Brian, I need to get up for nothing.
Sorry, I actually did it all by myself. I'm actually proud of myself. I want to point out another new tool through RPR. We've combined all of the pricing tools in one section right here to make it easier for you. And you're familiar with many of these if you're a user. We're going to do a CMA. We're going to refine the value of this property. But here's our seller's net sheet. And this is new, or fairly new. If you have used RPR historically, you know that the seller's net sheet was a PDF and you had to print it out and put all your numbers in. It's now interactive. And not only is it interactive, but you can now add a loan to it. Maybe it's not in the public records yet, or the seller revealed it to you. And so you could go here. It's going to automatically pull up what records we have in RPR. And so you can choose that, or you can put in a new loan that you're aware of. So filling in your numbers, saving it. And when you save this, you can upload it to your listing presentations. So it'll all be branded. It'll all look the same. It won't look, no handwriting. Let me see. So that's our seller's net sheet. Yes, we don't need it. Okay. And of course, there's no listing facts on this. This is probably not a good property. Let me go see. Does anyone have a property that they're currently working on that they're going to do a CMA or that they're interested in?
I'm trying to type in that I'm working with a client and I can't, it says no properties found.
What is the address?
32 Bridgeway. I was like, maybe it's just, I don't know why it wouldn't.
Asheville?
It's Candler. Bridgeway Drive. And I know with Matrix, you can't put drive in, you have to, so I didn't know if there were.
Oh, that's
So let's just pull a
interesting.
different property. I don't know. That one's just not coming up. So
Yeah.
I just happened to try out. This property is just a weird one.
If you stick around later, we might be able to find it on maps. And then if we're not able to pull it up, that's something that I need to work with my product team on. And they'll find it.
Okay.
Anybody have an address? Come on, guys, give me an address.
87 Glendale.
87 Glendale. Asheville?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Very pretty. Okay, so list price $659, RVM at $652. That's pretty close. That's nice to see. We see the range there. Whew. Okay, monthly change is big. Here's our description. We're going to go into maps, right? One of the other unique features of RPR, and of course, your realtors, only realtors have access to RPR, is that we can compare public facts and listing facts. And when we see something that's not right, we can enter it in this right column and it will change our valuation. I should note, whatever changes you make in RPR is under your account. Nothing, nobody else will see it. You can go in there and, change the valuation to $9 billion and it won't affect anything about that property because this is your library. So we have the legal descriptions, the schools. I can't wait to show you the new school reports, owner facts. Here's the listing history. Deeds and taxes. Most times there's mortgage information, sales and financing activity, and estimated value. Okay, so our homepage is packed with information. So let's go over to maps, and I will quickly run through has anyone used the mailing labels yet? Okay, so this is a new tool it's fairly new, a new tool you might want to take advantage of. So the RPR maps are a webinar unto themselves. They're so powerful and can be used for so many different purposes. And I encourage you all, if you haven't, to download the RPR app. Anywhere you are in the country, you pull up your app, it's going to show you just like this, every property around you, its valuation. You can go in and see any one of these properties. Like this is new. Oh, that's new in my market. Let's go look at it.
Oh.
Can see all of this. I can run reports, market trends. I can create a report and send it to my client in 90 seconds. I know realtors who use these when they're out doing buyer tours and the buyer might say, oh, what's that house? And you go right there and send the report to them right on mobile. Also, mobile has new AI insights. We're going to go through AI today. It's on the bottom right of the screen. So you'll pull up a property, and if you tap on AI Insights, it will tell you everything about that property in a summary version. And you can shoot that off to a client or a prospect. All right, so back to the maps. And I hope I repeat myself over and over and over again when I say, save all of your work in RPR. Right? Why reinvent ever? You don't ever have to reinvent the wheel. You'll see this save up here all the time. And so if you're working in a particular area, you've identified your map area and you say, I'm going to work in this, I'm going to keep track of market activity, and you just give it a name and hit save. You can do this for properties, searches, the map, reports. Save your work. Where do you find it? Check this out. If you click right here, this is all of the work that you've done. Hey, I remember I found that property, go to my saved properties or even my recent searches. Yes.
They do labels, mailing labels.
Yes, I'm going to get to that right now. Right, so you're going to like this as well. Well, I'm going to get to it in 2 minutes. Come on, Matt. All right, so here's our subject property. Here are all of the properties around it. Let's say, and I'm zooming out, let me run through these tools for you. Even they're intuitive, right? Everybody knows that you can do views on a map. Here in Asheville, you can do terrain. Let's see what we get here. There's some terrain. I live on the coast. This would just be a flat nothing. So let's see, I'm a road person. I can come in here and I can draw. Say my client is saying to me, I want to be in this particular neighborhood, or I want to be within 10 minutes of my child's school or 20 minutes of my job, so on and so forth. Me, I want to be near shopping, right? So I would come over here, I can choose any of these drawing tools. And I might just freehand it. Of course, I don't, know this area very well, and I might go all the way up here and connect them. And then, again, I can save this area. This is my mecca for marketing my business. Or I can search in this area, or I can create a report. So I'm searching, and it's searching based on these parameters that I have up here. So if I changed this and this is my default, whatever I used the last time. And I only want click and unclick, single family, and I'm going to go with any price, and I can save this search again, and I can go to all of these filters. And we're going to jump into them in a minute when we look at prospecting. So if I search, hopefully it'll come up with more properties, but no. If I did public records, every single property in there would come up, and that's what you would use for your prospecting, right? So also, as I mentioned, you can, if your client says he or she wants to be near something in particular, use the travel time. It will just pin the address of the job or the grocery store. You can use distance. I want to be within 5 miles. Traffic counts. This area is next to this busy road. What if we said, what are the traffic counts? Okay, so we have the blue, tap on that. 56,000 cars drive by this every day.
Not right now.
Oh, is it shut down? Oh, poor Asheville. So I'm sorry for all that you've gone through with that, guys. I live on the coast and
240's open.
oh,
That's
okay.
one area is closed.
I know you're going to come back stronger than ever. This is one of my favorites on the maps, point of interest. Again, finding the places that your clients want to live. So maybe they want to be near,
That gas station.
yeah, health services, bars and beverage, restaurants. You know, I always want to live near a restaurant. Maybe I want to be near my child's university if I'm relocating. Let's see, I want to be near shopping. My husband wants to be near a Best Buy and a grocery store. So you can see all of these are those points of interest. You click on them and it's going to tell you what the company is, their revenue, their number of employees, their sales volume when the company started.
That's crazy.
Right? And so there's also a part, if anybody works in residential or commercial, very, very powerful side of RPR, where you can go in and find the best site for a business or the best business for a site. So if I said, I want to open up an ice cream shop in Asheville, and I, went through the process, and I have learning tools for that. And it would say, no, there are 3 other ice cream shops within this much, but, you might want to put it over here. And it will even tell you who your customers are going to be. Yeah, it is something else.
Now, that business, how do you update that? Because that business is actually like leveled and gone and they're building something else there.
I would imagine that there's a lot of businesses in Asheville right now, but
Yeah,
this,
in particular that you're showing.
yeah, this comes from a variety of different sources, and this is our vendor. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. Yeah. So then we have schools. And I can come in here and look for any kind of school. They usually look like this little graduation cap. And when I come into schools, I find it, okay, here's Oakley, and I can create a school report on Oakley. And so you never have to be biased. You never have to lead anyone. If someone says, I want to be this school, and we'll create a school. Well, let's just do it now. We'll create a school report.
What does the school rating mean, or what goes into that?
Oakley. The school rating combines all of their test score, all of the filters and parameters and data sets are combined to form that grade. And so teachers to students, is it a high or low level, free lunches, SAT scores, things like that.
Is that coming from RPR, or is that based on like how the state rates them? Because I know schools get ratings, a grade rating by the state. So are they using the state's rating?
No, that's a great question. This comes from an organization. We used to use greatschools.net. You may have heard of them. And we converted to niche. Some people say niche. I'm fancy. And so we found that niche has better quality data, faster response time. And so this all comes from niche. And I'm not sure, this comes from an organization. We used to use greatschools.net. You may have heard of them. And we converted to niche. Some people say niche. I'm fancy. And so we found that niche has better quality data, faster response time. And so this all comes from niche. And I'm not sure, this comes from an organization. We used to use greatschools.net. You may have heard of them. And we converted to niche. And so this all comes from niche. And I'm not sure, this comes from an organization. We used to use greatschools.net. You may have heard of them. And we converted to niche. And so this all comes from niche. And I'm not sure, this comes from an organization. We used to use greatschools.net. You may have heard of them. And we converted to niche. And so this all comes from niche. And I'm not sure, this comes from an organization. We used to use greatschools.net. You may have heard of them. And we converted to niche. And so this all comes from niche. And I'm not sure, this comes from an organization. We used to use greatschools.net. You may have heard of them. And we converted to niche. And so this all comes from niche. And I'm not sure I'm not gonna go, let's go through the customization since we're here. All right, so welcome to RPR's brand new reports. If you've run the legacy reports, as we've called them, you're gonna wanna convert. The legacy reports will be up for a few more months, but I think once you dive into these, you're gonna go, I'm never going back. Let me see if I can, wish I could get that report bigger for you guys, because I'm blind. So the difference between the old reports and the new reports is the old reports were kind of flat PDFs. You have to go through, the seller's report was 81 pages and you had to unclick and click and you didn't even know what some of those elements, we call them, portions of the report, you didn't know what they looked like. You had to run the report to find everything. This is revolutionary now. Now, it's a live dynamic site. So every element that you choose to go into the report, you're going to see on that right side. It's fully customizable. Not only that, you're going to save it as a template. So maybe you have a standard listing presentation and you say, I want all my listing presentations to have this, this, and this. And you just come up and pull up that template. It'll populate it with the data from the property you're working on, and you're ready to go. Efficient. So here's my cover page. Apparently there's no photo for this property, and you probably don't want to use we're doing school reports, sorry. You might want to go and take a picture of the school, and you can upload pictures here. And then here's all of your branding information. Hi, Betty Sue, thanks for your interest and thanks for going out with me today. Here is a report on the school you requested. Bam. Then we can come over here and we choose all of the elements that we want. And so here's the map. Now the map, you'll see, will not populate until you run the report. But I can do maps, nearby schools, all of their grades, all of the data sets, nearby listings, property details, photos. And here's the about RPR. I want to mention this defaults. I think we have an egomaniac in our product department who put we want them to know about RPR. No, your clients don't care about RPR. And so just unclick that. But then I can also, and you might not do this with school reports, but we'll go into it when we go into the really big and bold new reports. You can add your own custom pages. That's going to be really cool. Add your own photos, so on and so forth. So I'm going to download that so we can see what it looks like later. Okay. All right, so that is schools. I didn't mention that when I do go into a school, come on, what's going on? There you go. I can search in that area and find all of the properties that are for sale in that area.
It's
So
amazing how it shows the school boundary line, because we don't even understand that a lot of times. I work in the school system, and I'm like, wait, what? That's the cutoff? That's great.
Well, let me.
And how did you make that happen?
So, yes.
Like, I'm on here. Here's the school.
Yes. So I went to schools, and they all popped up. The schools that are on this map area, wherever you are, they will pop up. I click on the graduation cap, and I say, search this area around AC Middle and show me what houses are for sale. Right? Then I can create a report out of that. Or I can print the page, so on and so forth. I want to mention, you can search by the map by all of these things. So maybe your client says, I just want K through 5th grade. Or school districts. And it will upload the school districts. Really powerful map features. That's just school. I'll point out the data layers here. Flood zones.
Is the flood zone based on FEMA or is it based on some other organization?
It's based on FEMA, and they never would have predicted the
Well, I asked that
devastation.
question because Realtor.com and Zillow, and maybe some others use a different organization called First Street.
Mm,
That's much more progressive and climate change conscious. Had much more accurate mapping when in the aftermath of Helene. So
Matt Allen gets the award of the day. I'm going to show you. So I'm going back to my work, back to my saved properties. And here's my mother's house in Brooklyn. Even though she's been gone a long time, I just look at that house sometimes. And so let me see, I didn't save that property. Shame on me. My recent searches, my recent properties. Okay, come on, my thing isn't working. So if you come down here, additional resources. These are organizations that we have partnered with. They're not integrated into RPR, but they're available through RPR. So you don't have to go to their site. So here we have First Street. That's all I got for you. I'm going to send you an RPR shirt.
okay.
Okay.
Wear it proudly.
Yeah. And here's Climate Tech. So I should also mention this Valuate tool, mind-blowing, and it's free for RPR users. It's all about residential and commercial properties, return on investment. I mean, my goodness, it's so complicated. You can see how I'm struggling to talk about it. And also we have this AARP Livability Index. This is new. It's called Snaptimate. The free version maybe has 8 options. The paid version, and I don't even know what it is per month, but has dozens of options. If you have a client and they say, I love this property, but it needs a new kitchen, Snaptimate will estimate what that new kitchen will cost to zip code. So takes the guessing out of it for you guys. So thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So let's do a little prospecting, okay? You're going to do this with much greater intention than I am, right? I'm going to spitball it. But, and of course, I have resources and webinars and such on prospecting and farming. So I'm thinking this is a really up and coming area and I want to focus on farming to this neighborhood. Doing this completely random. I'm sorry, forgot the first part. So make sure you're in residential. If you have a particular neighborhood, you can enter it here or an address. I'm going to go to public records, right? Notice that when you're in for sale, you can search by withdrawn, canceled, expired. If you're into that kind of searching, you can do it distressed. So I'm going to do public records, single family, and then I'm going to come over here to more filters. All right, so I'm doing public records. I'm going to do single family, size. I can search by distressed. Might want a bigger map for that. You can see all of these. Then I'm going to come down here. And I can do owner occupied or absentee owner. Now where I'm from on the coast in Southport, absentee owner is big in farming, right? Because everybody comes down from all us darn Yankees come down and we bring the money from our overly priced homes up in New Jersey and New York and Connecticut, and we buy little McMansions in Southport. And I don't do this because I married a North Carolinian who said, I'm not doing that. And so, and then they think all of their family is going to come down and my grandkids and all this kind of stuff. And the grandkids don't come down because they have soccer and their parents work. And so they, we see it all the time. Our friends say, oh my gosh, we have this big house. So many realtors use RPR to search for absentee owners. Okay. I know in Asheville, you have a lot of Airbnbs and you have a lot of absentee owners here, don't you? Yeah. All right. So that's a good option for you. Or you can go into owner occupied and say, show me all of the folks, let's say, who've been in their properties 15 years or more. And maybe they're ready to downsize. Maybe they're ready to sell. Okay. And then I just go back up here. So I've set my filters. And for some weird reason, my search thing is gone. Oh, it's saying 0 properties. Maybe, where's my map?
It's a very small area.
Yeah, maybe I need to choose. I did this in Charlotte yesterday for an area smaller than this, and I came up with 500 properties. So I need to.
20 plus years ownership, that's pretty big.
Really, in Asheville? Okay.
In that area, probably in Oak
Yeah,
City.
Ah.
A lot of
That's a
older
lot.
homes. I mean, a lot of new ones being built.
Oh.
Really a lot of older homes.
All right, so I'm going to go like this
There you go.
and search that area.
That should do it.
Let's see. Okay,
10 or 11. Yeah.
211 properties. Thank you. I love class participation. You guys are the experts, right? So here's 211 properties. Do I want to do a mailer to 211 properties? Do I want to do 50, right? So here's the point where you're deciding, what can I afford to do? What do I want to do? And if you want to narrow it down, you change your, you redraw and just choose a specific section, or you go, good morning, or you go back into your filters and say, maybe only show me 20 plus years, or, so you just use your filters for it. So let's just say we want all 211 properties. Have you ever seen this here? Mailing labels. So RPR gives you 2,000 free mailing labels a month. A month. We don't pay for the labels themselves. We give you the data for 2,000 labels a month. So all you're going to do is just tell your printer which Avery labels you've purchased. Come down in here. This is what our mailing label is going to look like on the right side. I'm going to choose property or tax billing. And normally I don't see any difference, but sometimes you do. So you can decide. I can address it to the owner name or current resident, or I can choose a custom name. I don't know, dear neighbor, or to my future home seller. So that's up to you. We're going to do owner name. Then I come down here, and again, we can choose owner occupied or absentee owner. Of course, this is the default. You never want people on the do not mail list. I want to exclude listed properties. And so I have used, I'm sorry, even with my glasses, I have terrible vision. So I'm exporting with all of those filters. There's only 495 that meet those filters. So then I just come right here and I have 1,500 remaining, and I just hit print. There are no try adjusting your filter options. What did I do? This always has to happen when you're teaching. Mailing, is it on public records? No, how did that happen? Public records, thank you. It's like, those are all blue, public records. Okay, now we gotta change this again. So make sure you're always on public records, not like Lori. Let's see right here, is this good?
Yeah.
Okay, search that area. Retrieving 500 properties of 2,148, okay? RPR will only show 500. It won't, that's all we can do is show 500. And so, okay, let me just run through it. We'll pretend that, we have what we want. So we'll go to mailing labels. We'll choose our label, the address type, address to, filters, records in this export, 2042. Oh, no, that can't be. All right, let me just print this. Too many. All right, good. We're exceeding it. So it's saying you only get 2,000. It says you're trying to use 2042. You're not going to have to go through all of this because you're going to know your areas. So forgive me for my naivete. Okay, public records, mailing labels, da, 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 and then print. It's in your downloads, and there that is. Sorry, we had to make a few attempts at that. Of course, you're not going to have to go through that. Here are your mailing labels. All right, so what are you going to use to send? Well, you're going to use RPR. And RPR's new, let's just pick a little property here. Isn't that pretty? You're going to use RPR's new market trends. RPR is all about helping realtors to build their businesses, right? And so the mailing labels and these market trends are two of our biggest tools to do that. So market trends are a collection of 8 charts and graphs that tell you everything about the market, right? So here we have for 28803, the overall market. We can see that it's a seller's market, months of inventory, sold to list, median days is in RPR. Some people say, why isn't it days on market? It's because it's when you send it to us. We do update listings every hour almost, but some brokers hold back on their listings, so on and so forth, private listings and such. Here's the median sold price. If I want to change it, I can go back into my interactive map and choose a broader area or scale down. Here's affiliated services. Here's active listings. And again, here's the I button if you want to know when, where the information comes from and when it's updated. So it's updated monthly, but so for example, March will be updated probably by April 4th, right? So it doesn't look it, it's not intuitive, but each one of these tabs are another chart. Sold listings, sold public records, listing inventory, distressed, median values, sold comp statistics. Okay. What do we do with this? It's great on this page, but how do we get the word out? 2 different ways. Each one of these charts, and I should mention, you can use the property status for anything, and all of the information will change. Some people use I would say Salesforce. Single family, condo, townhouse, or apartment. I'm going to stick with single family. And every one of these charts will automatically share to Facebook. So if you're doing market activity updates on social media, you can do this in seconds, right? Let's see what it looks like. Change this. Hey, the market's hot, do this, do that. I'm going to update it to Facebook, see if it'll let me in. All right, I'm not logged in, but it would come up with Lori, Lori Redster up there. I can write a message, call me. I will sell your property. So you can also do to Twitter and LinkedIn. I want to draw your attention here to more. I take a ping of every market trend every time I'm in here. And I'm going to show you why. I might want to use it in my newsletter. I might, as everybody know what a ping is, it's a file type. It's the easiest file type to use in my view, right? It's most translatable. And so I might want to put it in my newsletter or my website, right? There are a variety of places I might use it other than social media. So I go more and I take a ping for myself. Okay. Now, here is one of the biggest 6 cool tools and a favorite of mine. RPR now has an AI writer. So let's talk about AI for a minute. And I'll stand over here because I want to just talk to you guys. Who's using AI in your business?
A little bit.
Fantastic. Okay, I don't have to make the sell for that. I think AI was built specifically for real estate. It is the best tool. And I say that, I'm a poster child for AI. I love it so much. And I was a journalism major in college, and by trade, I'm a writer. And you would think that I would be scared to death of this, right? That it's going to replace me. And it may, but I'll be well gone by the time it does, right? But it has made me such a better writer. I've been writing for RPR for 10 years, and I've been using the same verbs and adjectives for 10 years, right? In real estate, we have a language. We've been using those same word choices for years. I go into AI and I say, I've been using RPR as a platform of unparalleled real estate data tech, blah, blah, blah. And I say, I'm sick of that. Give me some, and it gives me great verbs and adjectives. And the thing that I've learned, I've actually gone to an AI seminar about how to just make it the best for me. And if you ever, and you can write this down, Google how to master AI prompts, because it's all in the way you prompt it. I mean, I used to just give it 1 or 2 word commands. I'm writing a marketing plan right now. You can write a business plan on there. And I'm writing a marketing plan, and I said, okay, I need to write a marketing plan for real estate associations on how to use RPR and what all of their assets are and how to reach them and how to do it and how to expect growth and this and that. It wrote the whole darn marketing plan. And yeah, when I read it, I said, yeah, that's what I would have come up with, but I would have spent 5 hours on it. So it makes us so much more efficient. And so when RPR was an early adopter of AI and said, let's make this super easy for realtors to build their businesses and then get out in the field, right? That's my long story on that. That's my soapbox. So here's our AI.
How did you get to that? I'm sorry.
Thank you. Good question. Oh, please don't ever apologize.
I went to a session on AI last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Asheville Digital Nomads has a monthly session on chat, on AI hacks and things like that. And I knew the speaker, so I went because she's awesome. And she's like, I don't know if this is for you. And I'm like, girl, it totally is. Yes. And I'm going to text her what you just said.
Yes, it was built
And
for
it's so
us.
helpful. And I mean, while I was sitting there, I did a blog post. And then I did some other research that she was talking about. I'm like, yeah, I just did this while I was sitting here. And then Google prompts is a good one.
I'm so glad you shared that, Annie. Thank you. All right. So within market trends, right, and there's a couple of ways to get to market trends. You can get to it when you're in a property or good morning, come in. Oh, goodness.
That one on accident.
Hope you learned something over there. So you can get to market trends when you're in a property, right? We're in the navigation right here. You can also get to it by clicking research and residential market trends, right? So there's a couple of different ways. So once we're on the page itself, just go to create script and let's do a video script. Has anybody ever created a real estate video? Okay. I have not. And I'm terrified to do so. But I was also terrified of doing podcasts, and I did a podcast yesterday. Because I said, at 61, I should not be afraid of anything, right? And so I did the podcast, and I think I killed it. Until I hear it, then I'm going to go.
Nobody likes their voice.
Right.
But I taught for a year during the COVID era, and I'm like, I got over that really quickly.
Yeah.
My voice and seeing my face, and it set me up now to just not be afraid.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
well,
great.
it's me, whatever.
I love that. I love that. And so I'm going to learn how to do a video script. And the cool thing about it, how I'm going to learn it, and I'm going to show you this at the end. If you're intimidated by it or you think you don't have the skills, RPR will teach you how. We have a variety of webinars, printables, video tutorials, how to create a video, how to use market trends to market your business. There's a whole bunch of them, and I think they've been very successful. So I chose my tone. I'm going to make it conversational because I'm that kind of person, and then I'm going to choose my audience. We are always adding audiences to this, which I'm grateful for. This is downsizing sellers. Yes, Lynn?
So it's probably been over a year now when you and I did like a testimonial for the housing and economic impact reports. And we talked about adding elected officials to the audience. So I'm just gonna bring it up again, sorry to put you on the spot.
It looks like it hasn't made it yet, does it? No, not yet. but I bet it'll get there, but I'm glad you gave it that plug there, Matt. That's great. Because a lot of media people do use these market trends. When I was in Charlotte yesterday, Kim Walker was saying, I need to use this instead of showing time, and I need it for the audience, right?
I mean, I think just doing professional tone and just choosing either buyer or seller works
Yeah.
in a pinch, but.
Yeah. I'm so glad you mentioned that. So downsizing sellers, I'm just going to do sellers for now, since Matt mentioned it. And then I'm going to click on create a video script. It takes a minute. There we go. So check this out, and I hope everybody can see this. Opening shot, Lori standing in front of a beautiful home in Asheville, North Carolina. Hi everyone, I'm Lori here in Asheville, give you a market update, tells you everything what to do. Then sold to list prices, months of inventory, median days on market, sold price, closing shot of Lori.
I'm just doing you, I'm doing your part. So.
Oh, thank you, yes. Many times it'll even say, cut to the shot of the market trends. And that's where your ping came in, right? So when you're creating this script, you're going to copy and paste this into ChatGPT. This is ChatGPT. I can't talk today. I've been talking for days. You're going to pull it into ChatGPT and make it your own. You're going to prompt it. You're going to say, mention the name of my brokerage, mention my name, my contact information, maybe talk about how many homes I've sold this year, and it's going to pull all of that in. And if anybody wants to stay later and run through ChatGPT, I'm happy to do so. I'm here. We're going to close at, we're supposed to close at 11. All right, I have to stop talking. So then it'll do social campaigns for you. There you go. And analyze metrics, blah. I wish they would change that to storytelling. So this takes it, rather than a script or a social, it's a narrative. Yes?
It really works good to say revise. And check. It's like revise, humorous, revise.
Yes.
That was a prompt for GPT.
Yeah.
You can do like 5 versions.
I love that. I sometimes go in there and say, refine this to do this, or improve this to do that. And the longer my prompts are and the more specific they are, the better output I get. All right, so, and then you can analyze metrics. Okay, so you have your market trends, you have your scripts or your narratives or your story to tell. You're gonna go over here to, and this is what I want to show you about. If you would like to write down that URL, you're all going to want this, blog.narrpr.com. So it's essentially, when you go to the platform, right, it's narrpr.com, just putting the word blog in front of that. Now you can get from the platform to this blog. There's an orange button on both of them. You can go from this blog to the platform by visiting RPR. And then when we hear blog, we think, somebody's blog. This is built for each segment of the industry. Realtors, residential, commercial, appraisers, associations, and MLSs to learn about RPR. There's no sign-on, it's open access. And what I want to impress upon you is that we have an online learning center that covers everything we're covering today, plus, and really dives in. Here's new members right here. And video tutorials, quick start guides, helpful how-to articles, 10 things for RPR new users to know, learning resources, start learning, dig deeper with RPR topic pages. Maybe you want to, we're going to go into new reports, but maybe you want to learn more about the new reports. Maybe you want to learn more about valuations, right? So I want to jump very quickly over here. Did I ask you if you're using Canva?
I am, but I am also new to it, so.
Okay.
This would be great.
So if you want to stick around, I will run through Canva because RPR has developed not supplemental, what is the word? Coordinating social media, postcards, presentations, and your own custom pages that you can take the data from the market trends. If you want to update your resume into any new format, create client testimonials, all you'll do is use these templates. It'll take you to the free version of Canva. So I'll just click on this one. It'll say, yes, I want to use this design. It's going to make me sign into Canva.
So if you already have a Canva account, will it just sign you into that? Like,
Yes,
have a big
yeah.
Canva account, so
Sign
use it
into
all the time.
Canva. I love Canva.
Too.
Oh my gosh. I use it every single day, right? So, and again, we have webinars on how to do all of this and ebooks. So let's just, remember I uploaded my ping with my market information. This one's yesterday from Charlotte. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Let's try that, Lori. All right. So all I'm going to do, come on, I just want the chart. There you go. Is update the numbers. So what's my median days on market? 48. What's my median sold price? I'm just hovering over it like I would anything else. What does that say? 371,900. I'd put a comma in there, of course, right? If it's up or down, I just fill in these numbers and away you go. I can get rid of that. Here, I'm going to put my logo. Here's Cape Fear Realtors. That's not a good example. I don't want you to have to learn. Here's Louisiana Realtors. I'm just going to put that up there. Hi.
I found these. I don't know if they're still good.
Thank you. Yes, they
Got a
are.
whole box of them if you want.
Oh, well, no, thank you. You can pass those around. They're little getting started cards, right?
Oh, how timely.
Yeah. If there's a picture or you want your picture in there, here's my photo. I just drag and drop my photo over there, right? And I just make it my own. So there's my RPR market trends for the month. I put my contact information in there. And from Canva, I can automatically share it to dozens of different sites, right? If anybody has to leave, I get it. Thank you so much.
Apologize.
No, that's my fault.
No, it's my fault for scheduling too tight.
So there's Canva. I can go through that. And what I want to show you now is back onto the platform, our new reports, right? We went into the school reports. Here's the beta templates. We created all these templates, and I mentioned earlier. So here's seller, school, neighborhood, market activity, and buyer. So let's say, and these are the templates. So, okay, I just want to name it. Continue. It's for 56 Lakewood Drive. That's the property I was on. And I go through and I choose whatever I want. And watch what happens on the right side. Can you see that? Wait, here's a way to make it bigger. How's that? All right. So basic facts. Don't need it. Let's see. Property information. Look at all of these things I get to choose. Listing descriptions, market trends, all live, all dynamic. Quality of life, people, these are great for relocation. All the people in Asheville are super cool. I do find that people here are very cool. Yeah. Not like the uptight people at the beach.
Like my colleague, I think Nate sold that house to Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was, I'm like, I think that one was on the market a month or so ago.
I can even
Not, it was
include
a Stonewood in Kenilworth.
active listings, pending sales, expired listings. Your reports can be as long as you want them to. Your CMA, Here's your seller's net sheet to include that if you've done that, right? So what's super cool about these, I'm going to save this report as my own template so that I don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? I want this to be my typical report. And then I can share it automatically. What's great about this? The old reports were PDFs, they were flat. Once you generated it, that was that, right? This is a total departure from that. Now, these reports are dynamic. So when you share, they don't even have to download a report. When you share that link with them, no matter when they open it, the data inside is going to be updated.
So I use the housing and the economic reports for elected officials. Is this?
I know.
Because I was just thinking, we're going to see our state level folk in Raleigh in the beginning of April. It'll be right on the cusp of the updated data. So I'll probably have to take February data instead of March, but it's all good.
When are you going?
We leave April 7th.
No, you'll have the updated. You'll have March.
You said it comes out the 5th or the 6th?
No, it comes out, just depends on what day of the week, the first falls on. But we generally say the 4th or the 5th.
Okay.
I hope you do.
Okay.
So here's the caveat on this. The report will stay the same for 48 hours. And then beyond 48 hours, it will update automatically with new information. Or you can email the report to them automatically with a personalized message. Or, you probably wouldn't share a listing presentation. You can share it. Maybe we have a market activity report. Maybe you run a market activity report and share that automatically on social, right? So I can also download it. And I'll download that. Of course, we chose all kinds of random things. Okay, so while that is downloading, I will show you all of the reports that RPR has. We went through the betas, but these are all in the traditional report format, and they will eventually move over to the beta. These property flyers are perfect for open houses. Property reports, great for buyers when you're doing buyer tours. The seller's report, mini property reports are also great for open houses or buyers that just want a little bit of information. A market activity report has all of this information for somebody that wants the details about what's been sold, what's in the market, what are the values, distressed properties. These are fun to share. New listings, pending, closed, distressed. I wish I could create a report for it. Look at all those economic area reports up there, Matt. I've been busy. Okay, the only thing we didn't get to is a CMA. Does anybody want to stay for a CMA?
I have to leave, but I feel well prepared because you showed me where to go for all the training.
Yes.
That is one thing I've literally had it bookmarked to go learn the CMA stuff on RPR, and I got to it, but I'm going to do it now.
Excellent. I wish you great success.
I feel like this was.
I know, it's my fault because I said to Matt, in an hour, and I'm going, why did I do that?
That's okay. Thanks for being willing to stick around.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would stick around except I have an emergency cat visit. Fun times.
Oh,
so,
yay.
Yes, let's go spend more money on the cats.
As John Lennon says, life is what happens when you have other plans.
Right, so I'd much rather stay here. Enjoy. Thank you so much, Laurie.
I wish you the best.
Thanks.
Yeah, this learning center is by topic, right? And so what I like about what they've done here is everybody has a different learning style. You might want to watch a webinar and be on your phone at the same time, or you a person like me who likes to write in the margins. Yes, I still read books and write in the margins. We also have these super cool printables. If you want to say, I just want the 1, 2, 3 of how to do something, you can come over here, look at all of these topics. So if you say, I don't know how to add custom pages, just click on this and here's a 1 through 11 on how to add custom pages to your reports. And they're on almost every topic. Shareable market trends, of course, we covered this pretty quick, but here's how to share your market trends.
And this is the Learning Center in
Yes, blog.narrpr.com.
Okay.
And so I can do printables, ebooks. This is the one I was mentioning to you, Lights, Camera, Sold, how to create videos using RPR market trends. This is a very popular one. Download the ebook. We also have webinars on it. Here's one on mailing labels. Oh, they don't have an ebook or a printable on mailing labels. What do they have? Okay, great. A webinar. Geo-prospecting secrets. That's marketing for you. Research how long someone's owned a property, create a list of addresses, identify a neighborhood, right? That's really helpful stuff. This also, I love this one, calculating turnover, right? So you want to identify whether or not your neighborhood is hot or not hot. And that's based on how many listings, active listings, and this will take you through it, calculating turnover. So this blog is essential. Let's see, we added 12 new webinars in January. Is it going to come up for us? Oh, because I have mailing labels over here. Let's see, here are all of our new webinars. A lot of them are about the AI writer and the market trends. Here's pricing with a CMA, prospecting, the mobile app, which I highly recommend. And this is a webinar for that. All right, but I'm going to jump in so you have that resource. So anytime you need to go, please. But I'm going to do a CMA. I didn't point out that these are these guided tours for the most popular tools and features. And you can use these at any time, and it will guide you through step by step by step. So you have the Online Learning Center, plus you have all of these guided tours. And this will truly just take you through the entire process. Start by clicking research, click residential market trends, put in your area, right? So you have that as a backup as well. So I'm going to go to home. When you want to create your CMA, it's right there. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm going to pull up one of my recent properties. Let's do Lakewood Drive and pretend we're going to do a CMA on this. So that's a pretty good RVM to the closed price, wouldn't you say? Does anybody remember what does RVM stand for? It's a test. There's an acronym for everything in real estate, isn't there? When I first came on board 10 years ago, 13 years ago, I thought, oh yeah. Realtor's valuation model. Okay, so let's go right up here to CMA. Here's our subject property. It's a 3-3, and you guys have to help me remember these basic facts. I can't remember anything anymore. It's a 3-3 built in 1941. I don't know if we should have chosen one a little earlier. And it has 1,800 square feet. 3-3-41, 1,800 square feet. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and Annie, we just clicked here at CMA. So I'm going to confirm the facts of the property. And you noticed that we could do that on the property details page when we first hit the property. We can also do it here. Oh yeah, this doesn't have listing data. It's never been sold before. Let me pick a different property. Let's see. I'm going to go to a map. And I'm going to look for, this one's 949. Let's see. Hopefully it's not brand new. Hopefully it's not just land. Oh.
That was just built.
Right, I don't want that. I want something that has pictures. Let's see. Let's try this one. Let's see. When was this built? 1962. Let's try it. All right, so I'm going to go back to CMA, confirm my facts. For today's purposes, I'm going to pretend that everything is right, but if you see a variable that is incorrect, you would add it there. All right, then I'm going to find my comps. This is the fun part. So it comes up with this page. Again, here's my subject property. I'm going to search for comps, but if it's a rural area or harder to price property, or, I know a property that doesn't come up, I'm going to use add a known property and add it there. So I don't know a known property. So I'm going to come down here and do single family, and I'm only going to do closed. Yesterday at Charlotte, they were using active for sale in their CMAs, and I'm going to do 12 months, right? So then I can do all these variables that match my subject property. So the subject is 3 bedrooms. So I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do 2 bathrooms, and the living area was 1,800. So what do you say we do 1,400 to 2,200? You can shout out if you think we need to do something else. Here's your bill. Let's leave that open for a moment and see what we get. Come on, screen, go up. Thank you. And I'm going to hit search. Now, I can also, it's going to search everything that's on the map, but remember our terrific map skills. If I want to narrow it down, I can do a radius around the property. I just click here and see how it says, it's hard to see, but it'll tell you the miles, right? So maybe I want to do that, or, oh shoot, sorry. Or maybe I want to draw a box or a polygon, but I'm just going to go with that circle, or I cannot read that. I can use a map that I've used before, right? Always save your maps, save your maps. I can also use geographies within a school district, micro neighborhood, zip code, right? So many variables on the maps, but you guys get that, and hopefully you're going to take a map class. So I click search. And let's hope we get some good comps. All right, so there's some good ones. Scroll down. Let me make this as big as I can. Is that better? All right. So 1 sold property found to use as a comp and 10 for sale. You're going to come up with more sold properties and such. So this is how it compares to our subject property, right? These are the basic facts. If I want, I can just click on that link and go into the property and learn everything I want to know about it. Gosh, I dig the architecture here. So unique and original. All right, so up here, oh, okay. This was built in 1929. I'm just going to spitball this, you guys, right? I just want you to know how to do this. So I'm adding the comps. Every time I add a comp, this valuation will change. Or if I screw it up and I want to start all over again, I can remove the comps. So this is 1935, why not? See what it did to our comps. But there's lots of opportunity for us to change that. Well, we'll just do this. Now, it didn't come up with any properties that were in the RVM. Remember, the RVM selects comps. When the final comps come up, and you're selecting the ones to go over in this right-hand bar, anything that was used in the RVM is going to have a star right there. So again, as I mentioned earlier, you decide whether or not that comp is good. You don't have to use the comps that were used in the RVM. Okay, so we've chosen a few. I'm going to update the valuation and close. And again, when you use the wizard, it's going to walk you through every single one of these steps. But then, because I'm the realtor and I'm the subject market expert, sorry, I went through that really fast. Oh, come on. Okay, because the realtor is the subject market expert. Sure. I'm going to go in when I update my valuation and close, and I'm going to weight all of those comps against my subject property. So here on the left is my subject property, and I can come in here and say, well, when I run this report, I want this one to show up for second or third. If I have a lot of comps, there'll be a little next button there to go to the next page. And I can even go back and see history and compare based on the last listing or the public record. They're not always the same, right? So make sure you can always choose bigger photos right here. And so here's the values going across the board. The square foot. I'm going to skip that for a sec. And here is the side-by-side. You've probably seen this in your current CMA, where it just does the side-by-side comparisons. And if I've weighted it in a certain way, I can include it in my notes here. It could be for myself, or I can include them to show up in my report. So here, we're going to go through the photos and say, how does this rate to my subject property? And so maybe this one has superior kitchens and bathrooms. Maybe this one needs new flooring. This is pretty subjective, but it's based on your opinion, and you know the market and you know how to value properties. I will say that this tool is under construction to be much more specific and give you the ability to not have to be biased, right? We all have bias in our brains. So I'm very excited about that. But notice every time I change this, see what it does to the value in the red, right, of my subject property. So I kind of get to where I want it to be. So once I've done that, I update my valuation and close. All right. Then here I say, okay, this is the result of my comp analysis. What if I don't like that number? You know, I've worked it, and I am saying, RPR, you don't know what you're talking about. So I might want to enter my own value right here. That will override that CMA number, and that value will show up in your reports. Or you say, I want to have a conversation with my owner, and I'm going to put in a range. It will remind you that this property was this, the range was this. You can either save it or cancel it, and we're going to create a report. Okay, then I'm going to really encourage you to check out the beta for the new seller's report. We'll go to seller's report. And you know, I won't create it now because I think I showed you how to choose all your elements, and you know that it shows up live. I'll show you, here's a seller's report. This is my cousin Susan, and Susan's fancy. I'll just go like this. And this is my own template for the listing presentation. And I will show you what it looks like. Copy the dynamic link. Come over here. Look at my laptop, Lori. Okay. It's taken a minute. Does anybody have any questions? This is probably the last thing we'll cover today, I think. All right, so here's my seller's report. This will not say RPR. It will say your brokerage or your MLS. I think Canopy is branded. Oh, good, you did a report, excellent. So here's all the information, and I'll just slowly go through here so you can see it.
So it made it 71 pages.
Right. Did you use the old
Crazy.
report or the new one?
No, what we were just doing.
Okay, so when you would unselect, did you select only the things that you wanted?
I think I missed that part.
Okay, I'll jump back into that. So here's your market trends. We went through all of this. Here's your market activity. Here's your CMA. Agent selected comps. And RPR. This is my abbreviated listing presentation. So when you're in the reports, you're going to choose, right, see where this says property summary 5 of 6.
Yeah.
It's saying this is 6 elements, and I've chosen 5. And so you can see, here's page 2, right? So when I go all the way down here to seller's net sheet, maybe I click on that, page 14. So you can see how many pages it is and just work around all of this. Remember I mentioned the, where's my CMA? Right here. If you go into CMA, it's your CMA, the CMA range, pricing strategy, the CMA summaries, the seller's net sheet. And these custom pages, you guys, are just terrific to just add the page. Maybe here's my husband's lease for the corral for the boat, and I can just add that page. Oh, it wouldn't do it. Open. Oh, okay. So there's Arbor Creek Community Association, and we're not fancy. It's a John boat. I'll just say, I ain't fancy, but he loves this little John boat. Okay, so that's CMA. What kind of questions do we have on that?
When it says update report, it always freaks me out because, or update evaluation, because I feel like it's gonna change the RVM. Does it change the RVM?
No, because the RVM pulls from comps that the algorithm is saying, go out and get these similar properties. When you're doing and so that stays there. And so when you're doing your CMA, it's pulling from the comps you're choosing, okay? And don't worry, because you can always reset it. There's a couple of reset buttons on there. All right, is there anything that we've covered? We've gone through a lot, and I think if you can go to the Learning Center, you can learn more about maps. We've gone through market trends. Refined value is the same where, we're confirming the basic facts. It's 567,000 right now is the value. Maybe your seller did a whole bunch of improvements and they want to argue with you about the value of those today. This eliminates all of those conversations because you can say, okay, they did a mid-range bath remodel. These are kind of the parameters of what that might look like. And they completed it in 2022 of January. And let's say that it costs $25,000. If I hit add improvement, look what happens to the valuation on the right. That bathroom is now worth exactly $14,146. This is a really valuable tool for realtors, and I can add as many as I want. Of course, you're relying on the realtor. Here's a minor kitchen. You're relying on the homeowner to tell you the true price. So I paid $1 million for that landscaping. So let's say they put in a new kitchen in 2023. I don't know why we have to choose the month, and it cost $50,000. Add improvement, watch our value. That bathroom is worth $35,600 now. Isn't that a great tool?
Yeah, so I use RPR all the time. This is a great component. And I was looking at the report I sent yesterday, and I had the valuation and then the improvement, like it already had the improvements that the sellers had in there and like what that would add to the cost
And
in RPR. Like, is that, how do they know? Yeah.
And you sure you didn't wake up sleepwalking one night?
No, and I helped these people buy their home 3 years ago and they're selling it now, and it was, they told me what they've done. And I looked all through the stuff and it said, yeah, with the improvements they've done. It's,
Maybe if it was permitted.
maybe, yeah. Like a new roof and stuff like that.
It was in I don't know.
Yeah, I'll show you where.
Yeah, we could, sure. We could pull up the property. That's really strange. Anybody else have any problem properties you want to look at?
So if it's low ADM confidence,
For improvement.
that's because there's not many comps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. There are times when there won't be an RVM, and it's because there just hasn't been enough activity or there's nothing within the area. And sometimes it'll pull in an AVM if that.
Okay, so what is an AVM?
An AVM is what Zillow uses. Zillow's
estimate.
Yeah, Zillow's a dirty word at RPR. So an AVM, automated valuation model. And if you go on Zillow, they will tell you that how they calculate their valuation models. But it's always fun for me. I go on Zillow and I will look at a property and then I will compare it to RPR. So for example, I'll go, here our RVM is 825,550. But Zillow does not include listing data. And of course, their verbiage says, and so let's see, what is the Zestimate? 854. Oh, let's see, what was ours? Oh, shoot, where was ours?
No, 46.1.
Wait, farm, 2 over.
Thank you. And so ours is 825,
With the high rating, so that's Zillow.
842, and Zillow is 854.
And
So
their range, their range is, their estimated sales.
look at that, that's an $80,000 range. And so let's see, Zillow's best estimate, it is not an appraisal, your home facts are wrong, doesn't take on-market factors into account. That's listing data. If this home is listed for sale, the Zestimate will change. And so RPR's RVM takes that listing data into account. All right. So it'll be interesting, I wish I could do a whole analysis of this because consumers really rely on this.
Absolutely, I always look at both just because that is the more consumer facing
Yeah.
data. But then I send them the RPR, that's the first thing I look at.
That's a tough pill for them to swallow when they go, oh, you're saying my house is only worth 840, but this is 854. That's their expectation before you've even opened the door. So yeah, for you guys.
That's not accurate data.
Back it with the data.
Right. And can you do a CMA on Zillow?
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
When you open up,
I don't recommend it.
when you open up 56 Lakewood Drive, your square footage was different than the square footage I had.
That's
RPR.
right. And so you're going to go into the property details on the homepage right here. What is the address?
56 Lakewood.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's my report. Let me see. I cannot read this screen.
Type it in again.
56, and I can just go right here to my work, my recent properties, and thank you. My eyes are burning. And so,
So if you click on view, okay,
and so square footage, you said?
yes. I clicked on view details, but I clicked down where you are. It says 1612.
And so did you measure the property or did you, see, these are the
I'm
public,
in the same thing you are in, but my square footage is different.
oh, you're, what? You're on the same property and instead of saying 1,800? How on earth
That's
is that big?
No, wait, no, I'm wrong.
Oh,
So sorry. So listing facts, things, well, where's that? This doesn't happen.
yeah, why is that missing on mine? It must be something with my browser. I should refresh. And so, but you bring up a very good point. Boy, you scared me there. I was like, I don't, I always assume the worst. When something happens like that, I always go there like, this is horrible, My closest friend always says to me, don't go there. So why isn't it showing on my screen? I don't have any idea. But
And when I
So-
go to view details, if you go up further, and I go to click on the view details, it gives me that 1,600 number. So see that little gap? And yours, I think, I wonder what yours says, will you scroll down? Yours says 18, and mine says.
That is really, I can't explain it. I don't know why. But my guess is it has something to do with the fact that I can't see the public, there's something with my screen.
I'm gonna measure it anyway, so.
Yeah, so if you go in and you measure it, and this is wrong, because this is a public record, and this house was built when? 1941. So that's been around a really, really long time. And so you would put the change right here. Like, let's just say that it's actually 2,500 square feet. And I save that. And the refined value is updated. And that way, it's going to show the new value when, right here, refined value. And I can also make the correction here. So you pulled over, so I can make that correction on the property details page, or I can go in when I'm refining the value, put in the number, and it added $192,000 to the value of the property.
Yeah.
Don't we wish? Don't we wish?
That would be nice.
Yeah. Okay, so anything else, guys? No?
I don't think so, thank you.
We
so
have our
much.
Canva users.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I don't know if we still have anybody on our Zoom. But anyone on the Zoom that's still on, thank you for joining us.